Welcome to Option Trades Today. I'm Tony the Bat Batista, and I have a trade idea for you today. March 19th, 2024. Where has the time gone? Let's take a look at what the market's doing first, as we always do. Even the S&Ps just turned green for a moment, but they are down 50 cents. You can see here we're trading just off of our highs of the day. NASDAQ up 86. NASDAQ down 89. Russell up $1.50, and the Dow up 208. The Dow's been strong all day long. The Dow and the Russell trying to lead us to the promised land, with the NASDAQ the weakest of the group. Volatility in by 37 cents. Trading near its lows, maybe giving a little bit more leg to the bulls than even I thought today. I thought maybe we'd have a little bit of a sell-off today, but volatility is pointing in the direction of maybe a little bit of stabilization here. We're sideways to up action. Bonds up 12. Bitcoin's the big news today. Bitcoin trading from just under 74,000 down to about 63,000. The low you can see here is 62 and change. And one of those stocks that, well, is synonymous with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is Coin, which is trading at 226. Down about $13 today. Coin's low was $216. Its high is $228, right where it's sitting right now. Now, when I go to my list here and I look to see how Coin is, you'll notice that volatility is down about 1.8% over the last 5 days. This IVX 5-day change is what volatility, the monthly implied volatility, is doing over the last 5 days. It's down ever so slightly. It has earnings in early May, so if we're looking to put a trade on now, it would not be in that cycle. And it does have a good high IV rank of 50. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I found this Coin trade, I really did not look at the IVX 5-day change, or I may have skewed either my strategy by maybe not having as much risk, or maybe it would have skewed my strategy by not even putting the trade on because the IVX 5-day change is slightly negative. But you know what? Volatility is at its highs or at near its highs. I think this is going to be pulling an NVIDIA, which is a trade that I put on last week. It worked out pretty nice for us. You'll notice here that I closed it earlier this morning at 9:45 from this trade that we put on in 312 just about a week ago. You'll notice in NVIDIA, when I put this trade on, it had a higher volatility or IV rank than what Coin has, but I put it on, it was an IVR of 88, and it went down to 59, even though the stock had a big move of about 50 bucks. Volatility contracted, and the strategy we used in Iron Condor worked out. It had a 70% pop. I'm going to look to do the same thing in Coin, so I don't kick myself too much for not looking at the IVX 5-day change, because I am going to do a defined risk trade. I'm going to go to April. I want to avoid the earnings coming in May 2nd. Still 31 days till expiration here. We'd like to roll when there's around 20 some odd days, so it gives me 10 days to work on this trade or a little bit more. I'm also going on vacation next week, so I want to put on trades that don't need a lot of management to them, and Iron Condor is one of those trades that does exactly that. So what am I looking at doing? I'm going to go around that 15 to 13 to 20-ish delta. On the downside, I'm going to go to the 180 puts, the 180, 160. I'm going $20 wide. We've done a lot of research, $10 wide for a $100 stock, $20 wide for a $200 stock, $30 to $40 wide for a $300 stock, and so on. Works out to be about the best bang for your buck. You certainly can make it as wide as you like. I'm doing the 180, 160, $20 wide. And on the call side, since a little bit of call skew here, a lot of bit of call skew, I'm able to go to the 290, 310. You'll notice that this delta on the call is a little bit greater. I got filled at $4.50 when the IVX 5-day change was down closer to about 3%, so actually get a little bit of volatility expansion, lucky for you guys, and a little bit of upward movement, even though this does have a long dollar a 1.72 in long delta. It does pay me $12 in theta decay. My pop is less than what we saw in the NVIDIA trade, around 70%. I believe the NVIDIA trade was closer to 88%. It does use the opposite of what, obviously, my credit is. If my credit is $4.50, it's going to use $1,550 in buying power. The opposite, $20, $1,550 plus $450 equals $2,000. That's the total risk. Obviously, we're getting paid $450 for this. I only have $1,550 worth of risk. My max profit is whatever I sell it for. I sold it for $4.50. All right, this is the point of the program where I ask you to please help us here at Tasty Live and Tasty Trade. That's our brokerage side. Open Move, transfer your account to Tasty Trade. Help us here keep the lights on. You get compensated by getting some nice cash for your account. Depending on your account size, it could be as much as $4,000 just for moving, transferring, bringing your account to Tasty Trade and helping us support all of Tasty Nation. I thank you so much for your time.